Hello, welcome to Roxanne, to Adventures with Roxanne. I'm Roxanne and welcome. And tonight we're going to be cooking fried chicken. We'll give it a few minutes if anybody shows up. I'm also going to be going live off my phone on the TikTok. So I can't do a StreamYards. Hi everybody, it's Roxanne here. And tonight I'm going to be cooking fried chicken. Who loves fried chicken? Who said, that's hard to cook. I'd rather go out to KFC or Church's or Popeyes and get it. No, it's not hard, but I'm cooking oven fried chicken. It's the best for you. Yeah. Welcome to all my friends. I'm going on 2 platforms tonight. So thank you. So I've been doing this program for the last couple of days. It was a free online. Well, it actually was $1 if you wanted to pay the $1. If not, you don't get the other free stuff. So it's called Thrive. I don't know if I'm going to do it again. It's got some famous guys talking on it and everything about how to get your yourself going, your YouTube going, your channel going, your business going, your whatever you need to get going. So welcome and thanks for coming. I don't know if I'd do it again, but tonight, whoops, I make a big mess. Over here, y'all didn't see. I threw flour in the wrong place. Okay. But tonight, we're going to be cooking oven fried chicken. I'm also cooking right now. It's my oven squash and fried green tomatoes. So I'm cooking them together. You chop them all up, soak them in buttermilk, salt and pepper it, and you can. Usually I fried it oil on the stove, but I said I'm trying to be a little healthier. So all you need is to spray the bottom of your pan you're cooking on, and all you need is to spray the top with oil, and it's cooking very nicely over here. I'll show you what I'm cooking, but we're mainly going to be talking about my oven fried chicken. And you're going, I can't do that. Yes, you can. If I can teach, who is now 21 years old, he's my friend. He's a highly intelligent autism friend of mine. If I can teach him to cook over the internet, I can teach y'all to cook over the internet. So it's not hard. It's just, you said, I don't have the time. Well, if you want to make one day a week your time to cook you something to eat, you know how to warm up food later. Leftovers are very good for you. So, but right now, I'm cooking my squash, and it's got to cook a little more. It's just now starting to brown. So, but yeah, this very same thing can be cooked on the stove in a pile of grease. I did that earlier this week, and today I decided no, I want something different. But you do need to take a sprayer. This is a pump sprayer. And I also have another kind of sprayer. But you just spray a little bit of oil on it. And that way it's not dry batter going on it. The batter's wet anyway, but you don't want it really dry. So, but if you're still wanting to do the old-fashioned way like your grandmother did, get your frying pan out, put your oil in it, batter your squash. I cut my squash in little pieces. I cut my green tomato in little pieces, little bitty bite-sized pieces. And I put buttermilk, salt, and pepper on it. Then I take it out of the buttermilk, dredge it in my flour, and you're good to go. But I also have this kind of sprayer. I think it cost me about $4 or $5. This is from Aldi's. But you can go to your Dollar Tree and get a plastic sprayer, so you can spray your food to cook in the oven with. But we're going to be cooking 3 pieces of chicken leg in my little oven pan. That'll be done in about 5 more minutes, and then we'll switch out and put this in here. So what I'm going to do right now is, you know what buttermilk is. This is not a brand name. If Kroger wants to sponsor me, I'm right here, Kroger. But this is buttermilk. This is grade A, 1% fat buttermilk. You can use whole fat, low fat, no fat, or if you don't like buttermilk, but you don't know you're cooking in buttermilk once you start cooking it. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm on my phone for TikTok, and it's a little hard to read the phone. So anyway, and I'm live on my PC laptop on YouTube. So, but anyway, you shake your buttermilk up. Now you can put your chicken in a bag. You can put your chicken in a bowl. You can put your chicken in whatever you've got to put your buttermilk in. You're gonna put. Now this is what I use. I don't know what your grandmother's probably used. Your grandmother's probably used buttermilk. If they didn't, they used an egg wash. My mother always and grandmother always used buttermilk. And you're saying, how much buttermilk? Enough to get it wet. Enough to get your product wet. That's all you need to do. Now, I could go get a bowl, but it was in the bag frozen like this when I unfroze it. And you just shake your buttermilk around in it to get it right. And then you're going to add your seasonings. You're saying, what kind of seasonings? I don't have a lot of seasonings in my house. Okay, if all you got is salt and pepper, that's all my grandmother used was salt and pepper. But today, I got my pepper grinder here. I'm going to grind some pepper in it. But today, you saw on the TV wars last year or year before last, what is your favorite chicken, Is it KFC? Is it Popeyes? Is it Church's Fried Chicken? Is it your mom and pop local place? And the seasoning is to your taste. My grinder don't want to grind good tonight, so we're trying, folks. There it goes. I guess I just had a piece of. Yeah, if you don't have a pepper grinder, get you a regular pepper from the grocery store. And by the way, pepper's pepper. Except there's white pepper, red pepper, black pepper. So whatever kind of pepper you like. This is a pepper grinder that I got with a friend when we were out dumpster diving. And it's a mixture of red peppers, white pepper, and black pepper. And yes, nothing wrong with it. Oh, all right. I got my pepper. And I'm getting my salt. And you can use any kind of salt you like. You hear all these rumors and things that, you got to have iodine in your salt. Everybody needs iodine in their body. Well, that's true. But how much iodine do you really need? I'm not an expert, so anybody knows, they can tell me. But this is just raw. This is just my salt grinder. Mm-hmm. And I'm just grinding some salt in it. And I believe this is sea salt. I do have some other kind of salt. I have pink sea salt. I have Morton's iodine salt. I have my local grocery store salt. But this is just a grater. I collect salt and pepper shakers. And so this is one of my grinders. And I've got to fill it up again. The salt's about gone out of it. But anyway, you just grind to your taste. Now, something my grandmother did not do that I do is this is the taste. You like a lot, you add a lot. Powdered ginger. Now, some people like fresh ginger. My body cannot eat the fresh grated ginger. I have diverticulitis. So, put you a tablespoonful or less, whatever. Just shake you some in there. All right. And then the other thing that I use is I use garlic powder. Do not use garlic salt because you've already got salt from your salt. A lot of people who go out to the store, they say, hey, Dewey, hey, do. Anyway, and they'll say, oh, I need garlic salt. Well, if you're going to use garlic salt, don't use salt. If you look at the ingredients on a package of garlic, salt, the first word is salt. You're getting very little garlic. So I would take it, my house, take this, if you got an empty jar, put you some salt and garlic together and make your own garlic salt. But you just shake you some garlic in there. How much do you say? To your taste. I just do, don't know if y'all can see in the bag, but that's what I did. If y'all can see in that bag, I don't know if you can see this. But I'm going to zip this up. And I'm going to do shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your chicken. Shake your chicken. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your chicken. Shake your chicken. Shake your chicken. Shake your chicken. What are you shaking it for? To get all the seasonings coated on that buttermilk. Now, I could have probably used just a little bit less buttermilk. Now, some people save this in the refrigerator. They'll put this bag like this in the refrigerator overnight, and then they'll fry their chicken in it. You can do that if you got time. If you got time, just do it. Just do it just like this. Okay. And this is what coated buttermilk chicken looks like. But that's not all I'm doing. You got to stay around and listen and find out. Okay, set the chicken aside. And my squash and all went ding, ding, ding. So, all right. Then I got my flour. All right. You say, what goes in your flour? Well, I put the same ingredients in my flour as I do the batter. Now, if you like hot chicken, go ahead and put that hot pepper, cayenne pepper, whatever kind of pepper you like. If you like yours spicy. If you like onion, put onion powder. I don't like onions. I love raw onions, but I can't have cooked onions. So, I'm just shaking a little bit, Someone said, why do you season the flour and the chicken? Because I like to taste the seasoning. I like to taste the seasoning. I can turn this. Ooh, I don't know. I'm going to make you fall if I turn you. It's going to turn you a little bit where you could see what I was doing over here. But I don't know if y'all can or not. There you go. That's better. Just grind you some pepper in there. And we have a restaurant here that's only open till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of Martin's. They have fried chicken sandwiches. And they serve a lot of breakfast items. But when that war was going on between Popeye's chicken and Chick-fil-A sandwiches, I said I like my Martin's chicken better. That's what I did. So, okay, you see I got all this. You just take it. If you're afraid to use your hands, buy you some gloves. They don't cost that much. You can get them at any grocery store, any Walmart, any Target. We'll have working kitchen gloves. But I've been cooking since I was probably 12. I started helping my grandmother cook. Started helping actually my grandmother cook when I was probably 5 years old. She would let me not actually cook, but she would make the biscuits. She had a big old biscuit bowl. She'd put her flour in. She'd sit there and pour her buttermilk and her lard Crisco in there and mix it up. And she'd let me help her mix it up sometimes. That was what I did. So, okay. Before I get my hands too dirty, I got a napkin here. We're going to take my pan and we're going to spray it. Spray the bottom of it. Just so that chicken, you need a coating on your chicken of some kind. And if you don't like what that's doing, just take this one. This one's not as good for this kind of application because you want a mist kind of spray. So, but we got that coated. That's just you don't want a dry flour. If you don't coat your flour sometimes, it's not crispy and it's dry. You don't want dry flour. You'll understand after you've been cooking a while. So we're going to take this chicken and we're going to put it in the flour. And you're going to put that, we're going to put the coating on the flour. So anyway, I'm glad people are watching. Hello. It's hard to see the names. So I'm going to keep going while I'm doing. And you can shake, if you think you got too much, just do a little shake and get it out, get some of it off. We'll go to the second piece. I got 3 pieces of chicken leg. You can do this with chicken legs, breast meat, thigh meat, wings. You can also do it if you're a person that likes chicken nuggets. This is one way to cook chicken nuggets. This way. I don't buy processed chicken. This is just a plain chicken in a bag, in a box. No, it wasn't in a box. It was in a, your plastic container. It's a store where you go to the meat counter and you see chicken. They were like 6 or 8 pieces. I think there were 8 pieces, and I've made this my second meal off of it. It might have been 9 pieces because I think I got 3. Yeah. But anyway, it's only just me. Only me, so that's the second piece. And it goes down in your pan. I got 3 pieces. Let me put the third one in there. And you say, what do you do with this leftover butter? Well, if you're going to be able to use it in the next couple of days, put it in your refrigerator. And I know they say not to contaminate meat with vegetable. But if you're going to cook more chicken in a couple of days, you can save that buttermilk. If not, pour it down your drain, ziploc, close this, and put it in the trash. So, but if you're on a budget and want to save it, it'll keep in your refrigerator, 4 or 5 days before you can, And buttermilk, when it goes bad, it really don't go bad, but it does. But I've used out-of-date buttermilk before because buttermilk's already sour. So a little more sourness is not going to hurt you. It's actually good for you. Buttermilk is. My grandbuck, called him granddaddy, he drank, I'm talking about a huge glass. He probably drank about 3 cups of buttermilk every night for dinner. Yep. My grandmother would have the cornbread on the table and the buttermilk. And he had that a lot. He loved buttermilk. Okay. All right. I'm going to step out of the camera way, but y'all can still hear me and get my hands washed. And by the way, if you don't know, when you got something sticky on your hands, flour-like, start off with cold water. Hot water will kind of glue it to you. And then after you get it washed, you can go into your hot water and wash it off completely. This is something I learned in baking school. Wash your hands in cold water and then wash them in hot water. That way, it's like hot water's glue and sticking it to you. Cold water washes it off. All right. All right, we got that. Now I'm going to get this. This has got more oil in it. It may be running low. No, it's still got a lot of oil in it. But you pump it up. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Like you know how. Pump it up, pump it up. Shake. You know, you'll know when you can't pump it anymore. It won't pump. And this is getting harder to pump. So, all right. It's been a long time since I cooked over and fried chicken. And I said, I want fried chicken tonight. And it's going to take you about, you just spray it. You got to get some, can y'all see that going on there? All right. Let me pump it up some more because this was a gift to myself last year when I went to Helen, Georgia. They have an olive oil place. And I didn't buy the olive oil, but I bought the pumper. So if you're trying to watch your weight or you just don't want all that heavy grease, this is lower on grease. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, everyone that's showing up. Thanks, whoever's in here helping me read these names. I'm not new to TikTok, but I'm new to TikTok Live. I've been putting TikTok videos on TikTok for I don't know, a year. But I can do all right. Yeah, this is so you got to get your flour wet. All right. That's pretty wet, I would say. Hey, Carol. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I had didn't have it on the right place. All right. Now, I've cooked oven fried chicken before, but it's like I said, it's been a while. I do have my little air fryer I'm cooking it in. People say it's too hot to cook. Well, if you're in a place that is hot nature, get your little air fryer. If you have to cook in batches, if you got a big family, or get a bigger air fryer. Now, this is I'm not, Paula Deen want to sponsor me. Paula Deen can sponsor me. This air fryer right here that y'all see is a Paula Deen air fryer. I bought it last year. And this chicken will take about 12 minutes on each side. So, all right, this squash, I'm going to cook it. I'll cook it a little more in a minute, but it got brown and done. It's like a squash and tomato. All right, I'll show you. Here's a piece of squash that did not get any oil on it. And I'll show you the difference. You see that squash? You need a little oil on it. It's like floury. But the pieces that got oil on it, this one did. Oh, let's find one. You know, the ones that got a lot of oil on it, they're more not floury. But I will cook this after this chicken gets done. I said it will take me about 3 more minutes on this. And you can also respray it with a little bit of oil. But you see that it's starting to get brown. And I'm using the air fryer side. Now my air fryer is an air fryer, a bake, a broil, and a defrost. I tried the defrost one time. So I really don't need that. So I took this chicken out of my freezer that's cooking. I took it out of the freezer last night, set it in the refrigerator. And it was still froze about an hour ago. But I set it out on my counter and for about an hour, 45 minutes, and it was thawed. Now, you cannot leave chicken out overnight out of your refrigerator. Do not. It will be bad on you, salmonella, make you sick. Do not eat it. I have a nephew who's a uh, EMT paramedic. He lived with us for a while. He came home one day and went to bed, got up the next morning. Where's my food? I said, what food? My tacos I had left over. I said, well, you didn't, I didn't touch them. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But what had happened was he came home, had a few drinks the night before with his friends at the taco place, and he left his food in the car. So he goes out and said, I'm going to eat it. I said, Thomas, I said, you don't need to eat that food that's been out of the refrigerator, even though it was wintertime. It wasn't below freezing outside. I said, you're a paramedic, EMT, and how many people have you picked up and all they had was food poisoning because they ate at a bad restaurant or they ate their food that they left out overnight? He said, oh. So you know what he did? He threw it in the trash. You know, you can't leave food out overnight. It won't be good the next morning. Now, if you live in Alaska and it's always cold in the area you live in and your refrigerator is your outdoors, that's a different story. Because your refrigerator needs to be at 40 degrees and under, about 40 degrees. Any higher than that, your food is not safe. And chicken, when you cook if you have a thermometer, your chicken needs to be 306. No, I lost my train of thought. It has to be over 165, excuse me, Fahrenheit. On your meat thermometer, 165. So, anyway. Miss Carol, you want to come up tonight? I'll put the link in. So, that is what and how I cook my fried chicken. I will, y'all want to stay around 25 minutes? I'll stay here. If not, I'll show you what the fried chicken looks like later. But that's how I do my fried chicken. I've got it, my oven fried chicken. The regular fried chicken, if you want to fry it, get your pan. What kind of oil you say you use? You can use canola oil, vegetable oil, peanut oil, olive oil, but they all cook at a different temperature. And don't cook your chicken on high. When I first started learning to cook chicken, I wasn't getting it done because young in my 20s and not knowing. So I thought, well, let me show my friends that are young or older, or maybe a bachelor, you're a widower, and your wife did all the cooking, or your husband did all the cooking, and you don't know what to do. It's not hard to do simple cooking. And now you're saying, I don't like buttermilk, okay? You like egg? You like regular sweet milk? Do your egg wash instead of the buttermilk. Now, if you're allergic to eggs, buttermilk's fine. There's no eggs in buttermilk. If you're allergic to dairy, I would say if you used any other thing besides buttermilk or regular egg, your almond milks and your other kind of, non-dairy milks might give that chicken that taste. So if you don't mind a taste, just click on the link I sent, Miss Carol. If you don't mind that kind of almond taste or other kind of taste, go ahead and use it if you're allergic. But if you can't use it at all, you can do your chicken dry, but the flour does not stick as much. So you need a little something to make it stick to. Make your flour stick to it. So, and this leftover flour I have, I'm not wasting it. I will put it in the refrigerator and probably use it in 4 or 5 days with some with more chicken. But they do say do not contaminate your chicken with your vegetable. But if if you've cooked a long time, you know what you're doing. You're gonna cook all the bacteria from the chicken out. But I don't try to mix mine. So this would go. I have some more chicken in there. I will take it and use it on more chicken later. Now, in a couple of weeks, I think I'm gonna do more chicken, but I'm gonna do a different recipe. I'm gonna do if some of y'all that are listening to me probably going, who is this person? Well, the person I'm gonna be talking about, her name was Dinah Shore. She did on her show back in the 60s or might have been early 70s. I want to probably say 69, 68. I forget. I was little. But I remember watching it with my mother. I sent you the link in the chat room, Carol. There. But anyway, Dinah Shore had a recipe she took and made chicken nuggets with. And that's most kids say, oh, I want chicken nuggets. You go out here, I want chicken nuggets. Or I want a hot dog. Chicken nuggets, hot dog. Or a grilled cheese sandwich. Well, make your own chicken nuggets and save you some money. She used half pancake flour and half flour, salt and pepper. But I add garlic and ginger and stuff to mine these days. So what you do, and then you use buttermilk you put that in them. You put half flour, half pancake mix, any kind of pancake mix, and your buttermilk, and you make like a little thinner than pancakes, but not as thin as a crepe. In between. And you cut your chicken little pieces up, or your chicken strips you buy, and you put them in that mixture you just made. I don't remember if she put an egg in her batter or not. I don't put an egg in mine. You don't really need it. And then you do fry that. You have to fry those. Those were the best. My mother made those after we found that recipe. Probably a couple of times a month when we had the money to get the extra chicken pieces. So, yeah, that's what we did. And I haven't timed. Anybody know about what time I might have put this chicken in the oven? But I've cooked it enough that I don't need to really. Well, yeah, I do. I set it for 12 minutes. I forgot. I set it for about 12, 13 minutes. When that 13 minutes goes off, I'm going to turn it over and cook it another 12 to 13 minutes. About, depending on what kind of piece you're cooking, white meat takes about 2 or 3 minutes less. But if you're one of those that has one of those test thermometers to test your temperature, test your temperature. So, welcome everyone that showed up. My friend Carol's on my YouTube. I've got other friends on my TikTok. Welcome. If y'all wouldn't mind doing me a favor, tap on the screen on TikTok and share this out. Share it out. Share it out. Tap on it. Give me some taps. Give me some likes on YouTube. Thumbs it up. What do you call it on TikTok? Thumbs it up. Like it up on YouTube. TikTok is tap it. So, I'm glad y'all came. When this goes off, we'll turn it over and I'll show you what that side looks like. And some people keep their flour in the refrigerator. You don't have to. I keep my flour. I did keep it in the refrigerator because before my husband died, we had a real bad problem. He had dementia, but we had a bad problem with rats. And they got into my flour. And so I had to buy a container. And I stuck the container out. And then they ate the container. So I said, I can't have this. So we finally ended up getting a exterminator out here. And the rats are gone. I got most of them gone after my husband died, because when someone has dementia, you don't argue with them, you live with the situation. But I did keep my flour in the refrigerator for a long time after that, just to make sure there was no more rats to get into my stuff. They even took my cookies off. I said, James, did you eat those cookies? No, I didn't touch the cookies. Well, I found them about a couple of weeks, about a week later, I think it was, cleaning up, and behind the couch was the empty pack of cookies. So they're smart little boogers. But just me and my little dog Candy now, we get by having fun on TikTok and YouTube and Twitter and Twitch and all of them. So anyway, all right, we're gonna see. This got a couple minutes left, and we'll see how well it's doing. If you have to, when you turn your stuff over in your oven frying it, you can't spray it again. You shouldn't have to, unless they've changed something, Miss Carol. You shouldn't have to sign in. You should already be on your, if you're watching me, you should already be there. So I don't know. I don't know what StreamYards has done, but I'm going to, when I turn this chicken over, before I turn it over, I'm going to check it and see if it needs more oil on top of it. But like I said, if you don't want to use your air fryer, and you can use the other kind of air fryer, the first ones that came out that have the little drawer, you can do the same thing in it. But I just got the last, about a year and a half ago, maybe a year and a half, too. There was a thing popped up on my YouTube or my Facebook or something. And it was on Facebook, and it was Paula Deen, and she was having a special on her air fryers, and she has bigger ones than this, but I just got the regular size. That pan that I put in there was a special pan that I bought at our local grocery store about a month ago. Walked in, and they had these pans marked down, and I said, I need a different one. I need another one for my air fryer, because this original one is all I had. And so I said, and it is just about a fourth of an inch smaller than the one I got, and it fits. And I said it was marked down. They were marked down to $4 from $10 at my local grocery store. So I said, I wish I could. I should have went back and got the other. They had two more sets there. They were a set of two, and one in the dishwasher. And so I said I should have went back and got them, but I said no, I don't need the extra. 2 extra is enough. So I got 3 for here now. So I need to keep my dishes washed, Yeah, this is about ready to go ding. So I'm gonna pull it out and show y'all. All right. Woo, you see that goodness there? It's not done. But I'm going to turn it over. But before I turn it over, I'm going to spray the top side again. Just a little more spray on it. Okay. I took it out a minute too soon, but that's okay. And it's got a while to go. Now, if you want this brown and your air fryer's not browning it like you want, you can put it on broil, but do not walk away from it. If you're going to put it on broil to brown it, you've got to stand here and watch it, because it can go from brown to burnt in a few seconds. So, but let's turn this over. All right. Wait, look, that's the other side. It's not as brown as it would be as it's frying, but it will get there. Because it's only about halfway cooked. I gotta pump it up some more. This pump I bought's okay. I don't know if I'd buy it again. So you got a better pump? Somebody want to send me a better pump? So, all right, we're gonna pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Hey, this could be my workout for the day. Yeah. All right. So. See that flour you see? Hit it again with a little bit of your spray. And then put this back in the other oven. Now, I said like 12 minutes each side. Don't quote me on that one. Because it may take longer from your oven to my oven. So, if you cut into a piece and it's still red and bloody on the inside, put it back in the oven. And let it keep going. All right. I've got it about another 12, 13 minutes. And we're going to let that keep going. So, but I can show y'all the squash again. Now, this got cold, but that's okay. This is fried squash and green tomatoes. This is a southern staple in the spring. You can cook them in the wintertime if you can find the green tomatoes in the store. Most of the time, you're not going to find green tomatoes in the store. They're going to be red. And you can also cook when it's started to turn red a little bit, just a little bit. You can still cook it and fry it as a fried green tomato. So, that's good. The squash. This, but I'm going to put a little more oil on this. And when that chicken gets done, you can put it back in the oven and get it more brown and hot to eat. And that's going to be my dinner. I just sprayed the wrong thing. It went on my computer. Oh well, I'll clean it off. So, anyway. But if anyone's got a tip they want to tell me, hey Lucy, a tip they want to share with me about cooking, or is there something you want me to show you how to cook? Let me know. Send me a message. I go live on Mondays on my YouTube, and I'm going to start going live on Mondays on my Facebook. I'm in my TikTok, and I play Minecraft. Tuesdays, I either go live or I record it. I go to my local market. Just started opening. This week will be the third week. So, and I went live the first week. Second week, I recorded it and put it up later. But watch out for either that later in the week or live. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet this week. And then Fridays is my taste test. Whether I'm testing something I'm cooking or I'm taste testing something that I bought. But next Friday, I'm not sure if I'm going to be live at all. I just remembered. Next Friday, I will be at MomoCon. MomoCon is an anime convention that's held in Atlanta, Georgia. And I volunteered. So when you volunteer to work at a con, and it doesn't matter what kind of con it is, the ones that I volunteer with, I know you get to go in free, but you might have to work so many hours. But you have to pay for your hotel if you're going to spend the night. So I have to pay for my hotel, but I get to go into the con for free because I'm working it. I do my media. I do my YouTube. So I may be live around 6 next week. When I'm at MomoCon, showing you some food I don't know yet. Depends on where I'm at and how busy it is. But keep out for lives next week. Next weekend, some will be on TikTok and some will be on YouTube. So yeah, I do Twitch too, but I can't do Twitch, TikTok, and StreamYards at the same time. I can do one at a time on my phone. So y'all just keep an eye out for where I'm at. But welcome and thanks for showing up, everybody. Yep, this chicken is looking so good. I'll show it again in a minute, but what would y'all cook with your fried chicken? Now, I could cook some rice. It takes 45 minutes to cook brown rice. I do have both kinds, regular rice and brown. Brown is better for you. I don't know if it is or not, but I've got both. Or I could cook potatoes, easy cream potatoes. I could cook potato salad, but I'm just going to have a piece of chicken and the squash. I'll get the squash cooking a little more and get it a little more brown in a minute after the chicken gets cooked. But the chicken's looking good. And it's not brown yet, but it's getting there. If it don't get as brown as I want, I will put it on my broiler, but I will not walk away from it. It could take a minute or less. Depends on your broiler. Or it could take over a minute to get it as brown as you want. So you just have to stand with it. So anyway, does anybody got anything they would like for me to show them how to cook? Just, text it in the room or show me later. But, text it now or text it later. I don't care, but welcome. Did y'all thumbs up? Come on. Y'all tap my screen on TikTok, please. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. So, thank you. I'm getting I've been doing lives. I started on YouTube 2012. I would do a Minecraft live 2 or 3 times a year, and I just, when I felt like it. And then because I said, they say it's better to have at least one live or one video on your YouTube, just so people won't think you're scammers or trolls. So, but then after my husband died in September 13th, and my dad died September 13th, 22, both of them on the same day, one in the morning and one at night. Not related. My dad had UTI, and he got dementia from UTI on the last month of his life, and he was in a nursing home after they took him out of the hospital. He was in the hospice. And then my husband had dementia a couple of years, and he fell out in the yard and busted his head open. And I had to talk him into going to the hospital, so the paramedics were here, and they said, he needs to go, he's bleeding too much. Well, they put 4 staples in his head. But when he got out of his environment, it made his dementia so bad, he couldn't even eat. But I said, no. I loved him, but I won't go back to the hospital again. So, anyway. And now I have another story if y'all want to hear it. Maybe I'll say that for the next time. My Elvis Presley story. No, I didn't go to his concert. So, and no, I never met him. Came this close to meeting him, but he wouldn't come out of his building, out of his house. So if y'all want to hear that story, you need to type a 1 in the room. Whoever's here, y'all want to hear that story, type a 1 in the room. Tap on my TikTok, please. Oh, Miss Carol's not here anymore. All right, y'all stay tuned for the next live I do. I'll tell you my Elvis Presley story. So, Oh, you want to hear it, don't you, Scott? Well, welcome, Scott. So I guess I got to tell the story. Okay, I'm gonna get off TikTok, folks, and I'll tell Scott my story. Y'all want to hear it? Come back and like my channel. And if I can figure out how to get out, end it. Okay, I ended TikTok. Hello, Scott. Okay, I was I guess 17 years old. We were on a mission trip at our church, and we had went. We were going to Arkansas, so you know you had to go through Kentucky. You had to go through Arkansas. Where did he live? Graceland. You know, had to go to where he lived. You know, we had to pass his town. Well, within 15 minutes of his Graceland. Our youth director, our music director, had left his kids with his parents that lived up that way, and so we had to go get them. So one of the ladies, friends of mine, who's grown up now, used back then, said, Mr. Steve, let's go to Graceland. Let's go to Graceland. He said, we don't have time. She said, it ain't but 10, 15 minutes down the road. So we went to Graceland in the bus. She knew all about it. Elvis Presley would come out and sing with church buses. Well, that day we pull up and we're sitting out there and everybody's getting out of the bus, taking their pictures of the gate in his house. And his security guard or brother, it wasn't his real brother, whoever he was, I can't quite remember back then, but I think it was just his friend, security guard, came out and said, Elvis is not coming out today, but he's at home. We said, oh, what's wrong? And he just said, Elvis is not coming out today. Y'all welcome to stay and take your pictures. So we did. This was the day before he died. I get home that night. We get home. Yeah, we get home that night, and I'm in the bed. My mom calls me the next day, and I don't know what time it was, 7 o'clock or earlier. I don't remember. She said, you got the radio on? Back in 77, we had TV, but you got a lot of your news from the radio. And I said, I don't have my radio on or the TV. I'm still asleep. I said, why? What's wrong? She said, Elvis Presley died. I said, what? So I run into the living room, turn on the TV, and I don't know if y'all remember Walter Cronkite. He was sitting there talking about Elvis Presley that they had found him dead in his bedroom, in his bathroom area. So I said, if he'd only come out of his house, would he be alive today? But I heard him say in my brain, as I asked him, I talked to all the dead people. But he said, no, honey, I was already gone when you were there. So then I was talking to a lady I met. I can't remember her name. At the last con, she's an actor. She kind of confirmed that he had been dead way before they even called an ambulance. But that's the way showbiz people do. They hide as much as they can before they do out the truth. So, Scott, what time are you going live tonight? I got busy last night and forgot to come over there till it was almost over. And I don't want to be late tonight. So, oh, and I looked up the cruise. That cruise is way more than I can afford. Not really that I can afford. It's just way more than I want to pay. It's at 8 o'clock tonight. So I'll be there. My chicken's almost done. If you're going to hang around a few more minutes, my chicken will be done in a minute. It's getting brown. I haven't cooked over and fried chicken in forever. It's getting there. It's not brown yet, but it's getting there. It's got about 3 or 4 minutes left on my timer. So I know you're a bachelor and I know you have to cook. If you don't cook, I know you probably spend a lot of money eating out. But if you were here earlier and don't know when, but in one of my lives, I'm going to do the recipe from Dinah Shore. Yeah, my time is your time. But I did get a quote from Scotty J, but I found that cruise about $350 cheaper than what he was quoting me. So, but then I found a cruise that I want to take the same on a different ship, same route, same everything, but a different ship in 2026. And I found it for two people for $450 something, and for me that would be for my price, but half of that. So I said, if I can save $1,000, I'll go on a different cruise. But I would like to meet all y'all. But it's just that that's a lot of money. I mean, I could probably ask Scotty J if there's anybody going by themselves and wants the room. But as of right now, that's over my budget. Because I told myself that between now and Christmas, I'm going to buy me a Disney ticket. Yeah, I'm going to buy me a Disney pass. I don't know what that's going to cost me. But my daughter lives in Florida, and we don't speak that well. But if I tell her I'm getting that Disney pass in the hotel, and they want to come down for the weekend, I'll make sure I'm there when my grandson's out of school and when she's off work. And they say, hey, Hat's on a mission. All right, my chicken just went ding, so I got to check it and turn it over. I cooked oven fried chicken tonight. Did I put the wrong time for this? I put it out on my phone. And my StreamYards on my phone and the StreamYards on my PC don't match up. And so it didn't show me, so I had to redo it on my phone. So y'all may have got it from two places. I don't know. But that's what the chicken looks like, but it's not quite, it's done. I don't think it's quite done yet. And I want it a little more browner, so I'm going to flip it over and keep cooking it. It's just that it's healthier for you when you do it the way I'm doing it now. I'm going to let it go about another 5 minutes because I want it a little more browner and crispier than what it is. But I'm glad y'all are here. Oh. But anyway, tomorrow I'm going to be going, I don't know if I'll go live or just do a video. We're having an arts and craft yard sale at one of our high schools. And what I've been told is they got 250 vendors coming tomorrow. So I'm going to go to that. I'm also, the last 2 days, I've been doing a program called Thrive. I can't remember the guy's name, Tony somebody. Today, Matthew McConaughey was on it. It's to teach you a little bit more about get into your business, the YouTube business, the doctor business, the nurse business, the coaching business. And it was free, but you could pay $1 and you'd be able to go on Zoom and you get the extra stuff, but the dollar went to feed the homeless. But tomorrow I got something else to do, so I hope I can rewatch it. Hey, Scotty J. Your ears are burning. I was just talking about you. I found that cruise for $300 cheaper, but it's really still all over my budget. Unless y'all can come up with a roommate for me, I'll pay half of somebody's. Uh, but I found a cruise in 2026 February, going out of Miami, I believe it was, or might anyway, it was only like $400 something dollars, 450 something. I may be wrong, but less than $500. I said, at that price, I should snatch that one up. That's just for me. Now that would be half of that price if I took somebody with me. So anybody want to go with me for that price? I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. You stay in your side of the room, and I stay on my side of the room. So, yeah, but I do want to take that. My husband and I wanted to go to the Bahamas when my daughter graduated. Yeah, no, this was the Horizon, I think. On the February 14th, 20, yeah, that's in 26, but there's one in 27 and 26, that's 27. But there's one in 26 that I wanted to go on that I found if I could still get that deal for less than $500 for two people. So that would be, say, $250 a person. And it was a 6 or 7 day cruise. I don't remember exactly. It was more than 5, I believe. But I also want to do a Disney cruise one day. I want to do that Disney cruise, a Disney cruise. But I want to get Disney tickets and Disney hotel. So we need to talk. See, my daughter lives in Florida. We don't get along that well. But if I got me a pass, and you go twice, it's paid for. And I tell her that, hey, I'm going to be down at Disney, at so-and-so hotel. There's an extra bed if you and my grandson and my son-in-law want to come, but I'm not getting an extra room. We did that last year. She got drunk, stoned, and stupid and got arrested for beating on her husband. Well, yeah, I was just looking for myself for 26. But I would like to go with a bunch of people. But that price is all over my head. And there's really, from my understanding, there's going to be over 30 to 40 people there or more. Yeah. But when she got started on the stupid, I didn't go back because it was on my birthday. We went to SeaWorld, and that was ruined because she wanted to leave around 4 o'clock. We got there about 10 o'clock. And I said, I'm not leaving. I pay for these tickets. I'm staying till the fireworks. I mean, if I lived there and I was going all the time, I might go for 3 or 4 hours and go home. But anyway, but we had 2 different rooms, and I won't stay there either. Don't ever recommend Mi Casa Hotel to anybody. It's roach infected. When you wake up and sit on the countertop, little top that thing they had in front of the couch with about 100 roaches on it, yuck. So if I go, I'm gonna stay at a Disney hotel. No, but Scotty, I'm looking for anything that's reasonable priced. February the 15th was my husband's birthday, and I would like to go on a trip there. Yeah. And I'm not, if my daughter don't want to meet me and bring me my grandson to see me an hour and a half away from where they live versus the 2-hour flight I have to take and the $100 I have to pay to get on the flight, and I do send them money to drive down through the toll roads. Each toll is like $2, and I give them money for that. But anyway, that's another story. I could talk all day about it. But you can call me later when we get off here. I'm not going to be doing anything but heating up I made squash and we like fried green tomatoes and squash. I got to cook them a little more. They gotten cold on me. They're not quite as crispy as I would like, so I'm going to put them back in the oven. But I want to do some more traveling. And I would like to get a bunch of us together and go to Japan, Tokyo. I want to go, and I kind of want to go by myself, but I don't. I don't want to get lost. Yeah, I started mixing the squash and fried green tomatoes together several years ago. You can also put okra in it too and cook it with it. But okra's not in season yet around here. That came from the market, the squash. So, but this, oh yeah, this chicken's about done now. I'll show you it got a lot browner. I might take a picture and put it, I might do a video for TikTok, but it's close to being done. It's hard for y'all to see, and I don't want to burn my fingers. Even though my husband said I had asbestos fingers. Yeah. Ah, it could be a little browner, but it's 99% done. So what I'm going to do, like I said on my earlier thing, is to probably put it on broil for a couple of minutes and not walk away from it. But you don't get all the grease when you cook it in the oven. But you do have to put grease on top of it, oil of any kind. Yeah. See, I'm trying to get it that color. That's a piece that fell off. Trying to get it, that color. Like my nephews call it. That's the crispy part. My mom is still alive, but she's in a nursing home. Don't cook anymore. But we'd go to my mother's house and my nephews would say, Grandma, I just want the crispy part. My sister-in-law had to tell them, you have to eat the whole piece of chicken. You can't just sit there and pick the skin off of it. So, yeah, I'm going to broil this a couple of minutes. I'm going to stay here and watch it. Get just a little more browner. Then I'll put my okra back in there and brown it a little more and get it hot again. So, anyway. Scotty, are you busy? Scotty J? I'll call you and you can see if you can come up with something cheaper than what I'm coming up with. But see, I have also the casino deals. But I only played in the casino that one. I've only been on one cruise, so I don't have a big thing, up on the casino. But I saved up my money for what the Helping Hands didn't pay for, so I could go into gambling. But now all my finances are straight now. All my husband's business is straight. And so, and I've been putting money aside in another account just so I could take some cruises or go to Japan. I was reading that you can go to Japan if you get the right airline cheaper than you can go to Walt Disney World in Florida. You can go to Disney Tokyo cheaper. So I'm in for a Disney Tokyo kind of thing. And then, hey, maybe we could take a cruise out of Japan. That would be neat. Well, who's got about 3 weeks to take off, I want at least a week or more around Tokyo, and you need 2 days for Disney and 2 days for Disney Seas. So, but then I want to go to some of the arcade places. Oh, they're so fun. So fun. I watch Chris and Angel every day. They spent 2 months in Japan, and they're still showing their videos. I don't know if they're still in Japan or they're already back in the United States. They may have extended their stay, but that's all they do. Every day, twice a day, they video in the morning and a video in the afternoon, playing arcade games or gacha machines or the actual games. I don't play a lot of the games. I do a lot of the, yeah, they do some games. I'm not, not to sit down to shoot, the old Atari kind of games that they have in the arcades. So, anyway. All right, it's 7:10. I'll show you the chicken one more time. I got it browner on the other side. So, it's getting browner. So, you just got to be patient with it if you're cooking it in the oven. But it looks good. It looks good. Turn it over one more time and brown the other side just for a second or two, and then I'm going to eat. And Scott, did you get my thing? I got your letter, but I didn't get your package. I didn't get the shirt yet, but I got the letter. Is that a coaster in there, or is that a sticker? It's kind of thin to be a coaster, but I couldn't pull it apart to be a sticker. Anyway. All right. Got it turned over again. But I outsmarted StreamYards. Went live on my phone on TikTok. Okay. It's just I don't want to pull it apart. I just put it in my little. But I was looking at places to go more than one place on the StreamO. And there were some, but most of them you can only stream on one side. So I put my phone behind me on the little tripod. Who can? Can't remember when the last time. Never mind. We won't go there. But anyway, I did TikTok on my phone and YouTube on my PC through StreamYards. So at least I can get it two places at once. I liked it when I was doing three. But that ain't going to happen anymore. Although some of the other streaming services are beginning place, one of them was only $9. And I could do two places at once. But I said I could save my money and do my TikTok on my phone and do my PC, do my YouTube. And then if I want to do my Twitter account playing games, I do that when things pop up. Because on Mondays I do my Minecraft, but I do it on YouTube. So I might start doing that on Twitter on Mondays. I don't know yet. You stream your free show on. Okay, you do a show before that on TikTok. Yeah, if I'm cooking, I could cook one thing on TikTok, show them how to cook, say, the squash, and then show them how to cook the chicken on YouTube. And as if y'all want to learn more, you come over to one of the other platforms. But it's not hard just to plug up phone behind me. So, and my chicken's done. Now I'm just going to put the squash back in there. I was just going to go ding. One of my husband's favorite things for me to cook was fried chicken. And steak. He loved his steak. Give him a steak. So, like I said, when you're cooking oven fried chicken, you got to spray it a little bit. And this sprayer mister thing, I shouldn't have bought it. Wasted my $25. But it's okay. I bought another one to use for oil, but it don't spray. It sprays, but it don't mist. It's one big stream, and I want to mist, so I had to find me something. Well, get that squash warmed back up, and that's my dinner. Okay, thanks to everybody that was here tonight. If y'all believe in prayer, pray for Miss Carol. She comes up on my stream sometime. I sent her the link tonight. She couldn't even do it. She said that I don't know if she's logged out of something, but it told her she needed to log in again. She said, I don't know how to do that because it's usually not turned off, she said. So I don't know what's going on. But I'll see y'all on the next one. Scotty J, if you want to call me before Scott's live, go right ahead. I'm sitting here doing nothing. You know, Scotty J, you remind me of somebody that's been an actor on TV. Am I wrong? I've seen you somewhere besides here. Were you in the acting business? You probably gotten that before, hadn't you? All right. Bye, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.